Evolutionists claim that the Earth and the universe are millions and billions of years old, but science and the Bible teach us that it's only 6,000 years old. And evolutionists know evolution is not true. Notice that evolutionists reject the truth of what is contained in the ground because it contradicts their faith, their religion, because evolution is a religion. This quote comes from Richard Dawkins, the preeminent evolutionist and atheist, and he wrote, "It is as though they, the fossils, were just planted there, without any evolutionary history. Needless to say, this appearance of sudden planting has delighted creationists. Of course, it doesn't delight me. I simply think it's good science, consistent with what the Bible says." But nonetheless, he goes on to say this: both schools of thought, punctuationalists and gradualists, that's both evolutionists, despise so-called scientific creationists equally, and both agree that the major gaps are real. There are gaps between every single kind. There are no transitional forms found in the fossil record. Everything we find in the ground is whole, unique, created at one time. But he goes on to say this, that there are true imperfections in the fossil record. They admit this. Even Dawkins goes on to say, the only alternative explanation of the sudden appearance of so many complex animal types in the Cambrian level is divine creation, and we, meaning evolutionists, both gradualists, neo-Darwinists, and punctuationalists, both reject this alternative. You see, in spite of the evidence that creation is true, in spite of the evidence that there is a creator God who brought everything into existence whole, complete, and perfect 6,000 years ago, exactly as the Bible says, in spite of the fact that good science proves that this is true, the evolutionist rejects it because it is simply not consistent with their religion. And yet, if they were to be honest, it does contradict their religion. You really can trust the Bible about creation 6,000 years ago. There is good scientific evidence to support it.